G'day guys, Ethan here from Caravan HQ. Now without a doubt, the favourite part of my job is taking away our fantastic vans and testing them out with some mates. I'm out here for a few days at Natural Bridge in the Gold Coast hinterland, and I just thought I'd show you my home for the next couple of nights. So I'm going to be staying in the 18'6" On the Move Trax rear door. Now, personal favourite of mine, these vans really are designed to be off-road from the ground up. Now, as every distinguished caravan owner will ever tell you, the hitch is one of the most important parts of the caravan. So we're running a DO35 Cruisemaster off-road hitch standard. Now that's designed to spin front to back, side to side, in order to give you better lateral movement as you hit those ruts. Now, what is really important to me is obviously safety. So when I spin this hitch 360 degrees, what you need to consider is comparing it to a standard ball hitch, in which, if you were to get to a 45-degree angle, it would go rigid and flip you in your car. With one of these, this can spin 360 degrees and isolates your van from your car just to give you that added safety feature. Now that is of course attached to a 6-inch thick Australian steel A-frame. Along this A-frame, we've got two 9-kilo gas bottles, perfect size if you need to do a swap and go, and we've got a massive front box. Now on this front box, we have a generator slide on one side, fridge slide on the other, and you'll notice because these vans are made to last, all our hinges are all re-greasable. The added benefit of our A-frames is they're extended an extra 18 inches than usual. Now what that allows is for a better turning circle and a lot more stability when you're taking it off-road. As we all know, storage is an absolute premium in a caravan. So what we have standard is not one, but 3 tunnel boots. We've got one up the top here. For me, I store my fishing rods in there. Another one down here, this is more just your general gear. So let's think tables, camp chairs, mats, hoses, etc. And then we've got just another one for anything else you can think of. For us at the moment, one of my mates has come along last minute, so we've thrown a swag in there for him. If it was just me, there'd be golf clubs in there. Now that A-frame, of course, attaches to a 6-inch thick Australian steel chassis. Extending all the way out past our rear tyres, what we will find is that will give us better structural integrity as it absorbs the impacts better when we drop into harder ruts. As we follow that A-frame along, right where it ends, we've got an additional Anderson plug. Now that's a direct inlet through our solar controller. And what that allows is when I come along for a day like now, if it was a little bit hotter, I could park under a tree for shade, but still throw a solar blanket out to catch some sun. While we're in the middle of the van, we'll just show you we've got a 15 amp inlet. As with most vans, this is just a plug and play. We plug in our 15 amp lead, the van will automatically realise it's connected to 240 and start charging. It's as simple as that. We conveniently put this in the middle of the van, so when you do eventually go to a caravan park, as much as you don't have to, you will hook the van up to power and you're not running a lead all the way to the front or all the way to the back. It's just nice and centered. We do of course have a Transgo antenna point. Let's say you want to bring a satellite with you, plug that one in and it overrides the antenna on your roof. As we keep going along, you'll notice 16-inch wheels, 12-inch drum brakes, just to give you that little bit extra stopping power. And that of course is connected to full independent twin shock tough ride suspension using a Kingspring coil and dual shockies. Underneath the van, we've also got 2 95-litre freshwater tanks. Own filler point eat to avoid air gaps, and of course, our grey water tank for when you're free camping like I am today. We've got our Swift hot water system. Major benefit of this is it's self-maintaining. So we don't have any anodes or anything that we can forget to change that'll cause us grief in the long run. It also means that as it's gas and electric, we can go anywhere we like and it's easy to control inside. Now this is a job that I'm going to try and get my mates to do if I can. Everyone always wants to avoid it, but it is of course our toilet cassette. 2-arm rear bar built directly into the chassis on U-bolts, additional spare tyre, and up high, of course, the Safety Dave reverse camera with built-in microphone. We have our outdoor shower, an absolute must when you're camping in beautiful spots like this. We've then got our Dometic awning, really simple, easy to use, just a standard wind out. Dual sound system on the outside. We've also got our TV hatch. Now if I open this up, you'll notice dual 240 volts, a cigarette socket, external TV point. Of course, some would actually put the TV. You've also got lights that can control our outdoor lights. So if I flick this, we can change to bug lights. If I flick the other one, we go back to our white light. Now speaking of lights, we have one in the centre of the van under the awning, and we also have one conveniently located above our cooking. Now with cooking, I'm a simple man, I just like a slide out barbecue. If you'd like, you can go to an external kitchen. Conveniently located beside it, we of course have a picnic table. Now before I show you inside, I just want to talk construction. On the outside of the van, we're running a Dibond composite panel. What that does is that effectively protects our van from small stones and little bits of hail. For the frame, we're running 18mm thick CNC cut ply frame. Now what that allows us is to have flex when we have those lateral movements that occur off-road or even just on our highway. Protecting you from any rocks, scratches and other nasties, we have high checker plate. And for the roof, we have a one-piece fiberglass frame. We use a fiberglass frame for two key reasons. One is it's nice and lightweight, and then we use a one-piece panel as it avoids leakages. Come inside, hey? Now, a lot of people ask me, why you'd buy an on-the-move caravan? And for me, the answer is quite obvious. Hey, my family loved the product so much that after 4 years of selling it, we actually bought the whole brand. But it really is not only packed full of features, but it has a build quality that truly is second to none. Now, I just want to show you a couple of things, primarily our cabinetry. As we open up our cabinet, you'll notice dual gas strut standard, adjustable hinges, and a full ply cupboard. What that means is it's going to hold a lot more weight, it's going to last a lot longer. It also means that when we install it into our one-piece ply wall, we don't use any chipboard, and therefore our cupboards don't start to lean or slouch over time. What we also do is we seal all our cupboards from the inside out, so that if any dust does manage to get in the van, or if you burst a can or break a jar, it doesn't seep throughout the rest of our cupboards. In a similar way, if I open up our drawers, you'll see full ply-sided drawers on heavy-duty ball runners. What that means, and I'm 90 kilos, I can come along and I can put a fair bit of weight on those, and it still closes perfectly every time. That's going to last a lot longer if you want to take this van on some rough corrugated roads. While I'm in the kitchen, we've got our bench top. Bench tops are glued and screwed, not just stapled or glued. We do, of course, have all the necessary appliances. We've got our microwave nice and up high. We've got our kitchen sink tucked into the corner. Now, as you'll always hear me say, it's the little details that really make a caravan. The reason we put a sink in the corner is it gives us that little bit extra bench space for when we're prepping and cooking on our 3 gas burner with a 1 electric, our grill, and our full-size oven. Now, going back to the little details, you'll notice our kitchen is on our awning side. Means that when I'm away with mates, someone might be prepping inside, some of us might be outside by the fire. We can still interact with each other rather than just going and facing in the whole opposite direction. On our lounge, we use a standard cafe lounge. It's a little bit wider than most, so I can come and sit quite comfortably. It also gives us a fairly large table. Now, this table's on a tri-fold that folds all the way out for when we're having a full meal, or when we're just having a cup of tea or reading a book, it tucks back in. I can then sit down, throw my back into the corner, lift up my footrests, and just enjoy the view outside. Moving to the front of the van, before we hit the bedroom, we have our dust reduction system. We're running the Dometic passive system, but a little bit easier for the average person to use, where all you have to ever think about is changing the filter every so often. We have our bedroom, his and her robe on either side of the bed, a nice big solid timber drawer, and a 6'2" standard bed. Now, if you're a little bit taller like myself and you want a little bit more space, the van does come with a bolster. So I can pull this out, the bolster will fall down, and we can get that bed to be significantly longer if required. For the mattress, of course, everyone needs a good night's sleep. We're running a full inner spring mattress with a pillow top. Have a Sirocco fan, as well as one on the opposite side. In the bedroom, we also have our TV. However, if I were in the lounge and wanted to watch it, it's quite easy to just swivel around. Walking to the back of the van, in the center, we have our Dometic Harrier aircon. Now, that's that slim line and a soft start, so you don't need a massive generator to run it. Personally, in the generator box, I just have a 2.2 Honda. Keep going along, we have our Dometic fridge. Now, it is an extra large fridge and it is a compressor. If I open it up, I've got plenty of storage space. For me, at the moment, I've got enough food to last 5 or 6 couples, a good long weekend. And above that, we do, of course, have our freezer space. Once again, nice and large. And in this van, we're also running a full Fusion sound system. Benefit of Fusion, we can do dual zones. I can pump some tunes outside, but if someone wants to come and have a nap inside, they're not going to get disturbed. Now, that sound system is conveniently located just as we walk inside the van, obviously as well as the fridge, but beside it, we're running our Projecta battery management system. Tells me what's going on with my water tanks, what's happening with my solar, my current loads, what's going on with my batteries, as well as the outside temperature. What that means is when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm not stepping out in my boxers in -degree weather. Now, of course, while we're talking about our BMS system, let's talk about our power setup. We're running 2 200-watt solar panels, so 400 total, and 2 100-amp lithium batteries standard. Walking into the bathroom, we have a solid timber door. Now they can separate, obviously give you a little bit of privacy. When we're traveling, that is secured in place by a travel lock at the bottom, and it also has a towel rail attached. To the right of that, we have our Dometic set toilet. And beside that, we do of course have my new personal favorite product. It's a washer and dryer combo. Just below that, I'm going to show you what happens when a small family business builds caravans. We get to do cool things like put in a washing hamper. We also have a nice big bathroom bench, plenty of space to spread out any of your toiletries. You've got a decent sized sink, heaps of drawers, and an absolutely massive shower. Alrighty, I'm about 10 minutes late for a fish with the boys, so I'm going to quickly duck off. But if there is anything more that we can help with, or if you'd like to see one of these in the flesh, give our friendly team at Caravan HQ a call and see what we can do for you.